This is your permission slip to express your dark feminine. When I first heard of this concept, dark feminine, I felt something light up inside of me because for far too long, if you can resonate with this, I, in the typical social conditioning that is done to little girls, was told to be the good girl. I was complimented and I was rewarded for my good behavior, for sitting in my seat, for staying quiet, for not being too much of a demand on other people, for keeping my voice closed, for listening really well, for not just not causing any type of chaos. Like I always had the identity of the peacekeeper. I always felt like I was between people trying to find harmony. And so I, in my spiritual quest, really resonated with this concept of the divine feminine. You probably have heard of this. This is the most common thing that we strive towards. It's how do I channel the light? How do I be the light? How do I connect with nurturing and compassion and love and acceptance and all these beautiful light type of experiences and embodiments? Now, dark feminine is equally important, but for whatever reason, less talked about, probably because society's not ready for it. The dark feminine is your opportunity to embrace the primal rage, yes, rage, that courses through your veins. Maybe you've suppressed it, as I have, as many of us females have for so long. The dark feminine is that energy force. It's the power, again, that kind of root chakra power that is so necessary to embody and to allow it to come through. But there's such a fear in us because we fear being out of control. So if you, like me, are a recovering perfectionist and you love control and you're always trying to control, you know those moments when things just go completely out of control and you feel that rising up, that kind of volcanic energy coming in you? That's your dark feminine. And what do we do? What are we taught to do? Oh, that's not spiritual. I don't feel like I'm a good girl, so I push it down. I close the volcano. I throw water on it. I do everything I can to not feel the anger, to not feel the frustration, because by doing that, I tell myself I'm being spiritual. That's called spiritual bypassing, my girl. Don't do that to yourself anymore. So my invitation here is to, one, educate yourself on the dark feminine energies, because it's a creative power. When we can really step into embracing, again, if you're really looking to open up and to really be your whole self, which is, if you ask me, the main purpose we're here on earth is to learn to love and accept all parts of ourselves. That's what's going to build the bridge to that wholeness. Because right now, if all your energy is focused on this and you're muting this aspect of yourself, you're playing half the game. You have to bring in the dark feminine. So again, what does this look like? This looks like when you feel that rage, create safe and sacred places for yourself to express it. I'll tell you a quick story. When I first learned about somatic healing, I went to go see a healer, and I'm hoping to bring her on my YouTube channel, actually, Anna Kaminsky. She's incredible. And so what she taught me was, she was hosting this class. I'll keep this kind of story short, but she's opening her class and she's saying, okay, you guys, like, we're going to be moving a lot of energy here in this this was my first time in one of these spaces. Okay. So she's giving her little disclaimer at the beginning, and she shares how some of you are going to cry. Some of you might laugh. Some of you might scream. Some of you, and as soon as she said scream, in my head, I'm like, immediately, oh, that's not going to be me. Like that. Pff, I can contain myself. I know how to control myself. Okay. Like, continue on to the story. Get into the music, and she's got a lot of music playing and people's bodies are moving and we're feeling the energy. And I start to feel that volcanic, like there's a certain song that comes on and there's certain thoughts I'm having, and I start to feel, again, that tornado, that volcano kind of energy in my belly. It starts to rise. And I'm doing everything I possibly can to keep it contained. I'm using all my beautiful old tools of suppression, and I can't do this. I can't let myself express. And then, for whatever synchronistic reason, she finally comes to me at that exact moment. She puts her hand on my heart and she feels the same energy I'm feeling. And so she starts to scream. And as she starts to scream, it was like the permission and opening, you guys, that holy shit, here is this adult woman doing exactly what everything in my body is telling me to do, but I'm not letting myself feel it. So I let out what feels like years of anger and suppressed emotions, it just comes pouring through my throat. I'm screaming. It's like whole body shakes. It literally felt like something erupted in me. And I just let out this yell. And now she's yelling louder, which lets me yell louder. I mean, oh my gosh, it was just this divine moment of me feeling that darkness, but not only feeling it, for the first time facing it, letting it come through me, again, in a safe container. There was such a fear that if I let myself feel this, I'm going to harm people. That's the more masculine energy that we've seen, like, oh, anger is bad and we as women should not feel. No, let it express it. That was me facing my true power that's been sitting inside of myself. You guys could tell I'm passionate about this, right? Woo! After that session, something was unlocked. It was like I tuned into a part of myself that I had, the shadow part that I had been, again, hiding away, keeping locked up out of fear of what it would do. Well, guess what? All it did was it reinvigorated everything inside of me. I felt alive like I've never felt alive before. So I feel right now, specifically right now in our society, there's like a rumbling. There is this awakening. There's people wanting and needing to step into that full power, especially as women. We in our womb space carry so much from generations of trauma. Like, this is our time to let this unload, to let ourselves unlock this, unleash this power force of energy. There are safe and really important healing ways to do that. Somatic healing is one of them. That's what I've been practicing with Anna since then. I've been also finding different types of healers and modalities to, again, get this energy out of my body, because my brain keeps it shut down because I'm so analytical and logical. I want to control, but when I let my body speak, this can also be from like intuitive dancing. Just play a music, play a song that kind of brings me back to my teenage years when I'd blast Linkin Park. That was my go-to. And I love their music, but it brought that, like, made me feel those emotions. But this is taking it a step further because we're doing it from a place of seeking, again, wholeness. We're coming from a place of, I want to finally feel everything that's in me. I want to face the parts of me that I've been keeping tucked away for so long because I was afraid of what other people would think. I was afraid of hurting people's feelings. I was afraid of being judged for being bad. I was afraid of being judged for being a bad mom if I yell or if I get myself out of control. But guess what? If we don't create the opportunity again to build this bridge between these two really important parts of ourselves, if we just focus on the light, half of us is staying stagnant, and that creates this resistance. That's what creates, God, for so long there were just this feeling, this almost like cloud-like feeling of frustration that was just underneath everything. Like if you right now are getting triggered, if there are things in your life that are pulling that need of that, I shouldn't say that need, that are pulling this emotion of frustration, stress, resistance, fear, any of these things, it could feel light at first, but it's kind of like it's stagnant, it's sitting there. That to me is a red flag that it's time to let this thing be unleashed inside of you. Let this power unlock. So how, again, somatic healing, intuitive dancing, playing different songs that pull that out, and just let yourself be free. You know those saying, like, dance like no one's watching? We need to do that more for ourselves. Blast music, open your morning with just letting yourself pound on pillows. My God, I love when I'm in sound healings and they play the drum. That just gets my whole body going. But find an opportunity and modalities to let that go, let that energy go. So in your life, when you're feeling, again, if you're feeling it come through, find pockets of space in your day. Take a pillow, scream into the pillow. Like, we're not meant to keep this energy in. Just like joy, just like love flows through our body, we need to find ways to let these other quote unquote negative, they're not negative, they're just transformative. We get to transmute that energy because that's what's going to create more of our life. I want to close with one more drawing that really hit me when I was in a coaching call and talking about, again, I've been feeling this need to break free, and I couldn't quite put my finger on it until I had this visual in my mind. So I'm hoping that this will also support you. You guys remember this scene from Beauty and the Beast where there's this kind of glass jar, and what's the glass jar covering? It's covering that beautiful rose, right? That starts to wilt away. It started off as a beautiful rose, right? I hope you like my drawings. What I realized was this right here, this glass jar, for me, and it's so funny because I was in an intuitive reading where the woman was saying the same thing to me. She's like, it's like I placed the mat. I've been using, let me restart. I've been tuning in and embodying more of my masculine than my feminine. Meaning this masculine, this kind of glass jar, this glass ceiling, if you will, that I've put around myself is my masculine. That's my sense of control. That's my sense of logic, right? Of always wanting to be 2 steps ahead, of just keeping everything contained. It's my container. I'm keeping all this energy in me contained. Well, I reached a point in my life where there's an energy in me. Again, it started with literally, I think that was a catalytic moment. The moment I let rage out for the first time, let that anger come through, it unlocked something in me. And what I'm realizing is, again, I'm on a journey of moving from more of this masculine, which I think many of us have been taught to be and embody, especially if you're a high achieving woman and you're kind of a peak performer and you are constantly in this kind of accomplishment type of driven modality, then you're really stepping into your masculine. I think we're being called to go back into our feminine and to find the power. And for me, the power that was unlocked was specifically, again, in this dark feminine. And what that's doing is it's allowing, again, this energy vortex to come through and up to eventually break this, to get rid of the glass ceiling. There's still parts, right? It's kind of like this jar is always here, but maybe instead of having it be a full jar, it's like I create these boundaries that I choose now. Instead of capping myself off, what I've done is I've removed this top layer and I'm letting, again, this force, both dark and light, explode out. And I still, for my own life, right, I'm still boundaried. I'm not like running wild naked in the streets. I'm not rewilding in that way. But I'm creating and really aware now of where have I let my masculine limit me, and where am I now allowing my feminine to come through. This is things like creative expression. Where am I allowing myself to play more, to dance more, to laugh more, to cry more, even to feel and express myself more. When I see birds singing, sometimes I just like get emotional. I saw this beautiful butterfly flying in front and I just started crying. Before I'd be like, I would shame myself for those moments, but now it's like, no, this is just my soul expressing itself. How am I giving myself permission? That's what, just coming home to the point of this video. Please give yourself, I can't give you, I mean, I could pretend to give you permission. Here's your permission slip, take it. But really it's you. You need to give yourself the space and the grace and the opportunity to experience your entire self, because we are complex beings. We have so many multi-dimensions to ourselves. Don't just play a one-sided game. Get to know all sides of yourself. They are all beautiful. They are all here, again, to help us get to this whole beautiful divine feminine. But it is a whole journey. You have to have both sides. And so let this be an opportunity, an invitation, an opening, an awakening, an activation, I should say, for you to embrace the dark and bring it through. I look forward to reading your comments below. Let me know what resonated. What's the one greatest takeaway you're taking from this video? Hopefully you're inspired to go express in a new and creative way. Love you all. Be well. I'll see you on my next Wisdom Burst.